Good evening. Welcome to .programming.blogspot.com. This is my new video tutorials for you in Visual Studio 2017 ASP.NET Core 1.1. So first of all, open Visual Studio 2017. This is the new, and create a new ASP.NET Core web applications. In left panel, select web, and the middle panel ASP.NET Core web application .NET Core. You can change similarly in previous Visual Studio projects. You can change the name and change authentication type, that is individual. Okay, it's pretty good. Now come to the model part first, because a model refers to a physical view of your tables, or you can say a model represents a logical representation of your table. So create some property in class student. The first property is ID, that is automatically assigned by entity framework as a primary key. So we have three property, that is ID, name and email. In the data part, add a DB initializer class to initiate some data into the class, or you can say seed data in a class student. Now before initiate DB initialization class, first to create a context class, that is similarly in previous entity framework, according to previous entity framework, create a constructor, but in this ASP.NET Core a different method to create a database. In previous tutorial, or you can say in previous entity framework, we did here colon base and pass the connection string here, but in ASP.NET Core must to pass the DB context options, in which you can pass the context, and in the base, or you can say the parent, in a parent class you can pass the options, that is DB context options. Okay, so similarly make a DB set for the student class, that is public property students get and set. I remind you again, table created students, not student. Actually you can override that name by using model binding method. Now comes to the startup.cs file and add a context here, or you can say add a service. Similarly we have for application DB context. So change the context name here that is student context, the name of the context, and the connection string is same, the default connection. Okay. Now if you want to assign some data into the student table, then you must to create a db initializer class, or you can put any name to this class but make to static. db initialize and make static class, make a static method also, initialize, in which you can take student context. Okay. Now create a database by using context dot ensure created. Context dot database dot ensure created is a method. By using this you can create a database. Check context is null or not. If context dot students dot any, then return simple return. Okay. Now comes to the you can also use a list instead of array, but array is better than list. So here we use array new student to initialize students data. New student ID is 1 and name is Tharun and email is, assign some value to the properties. Okay. After this video I will show you how to add some data by using text boxes in ASP.NET Core. Okay. Okay, that's fine. By using for each loop you can iterate array students. Okay, and add that students one by one into the context. So context dot students dot add what students. Okay. Now after doing this you can make some changes in context class. Oops, it's not a student, that is item. Context dot save changes. Okay, now finally you have to create a db initializer class. When you see first time, then you have two data into your table, or you can say two tuple into your table. Now into the startup class, call that db initialize class by adding parameter in configure method. Now context dot database dot ensure deleted if you have some database that with the similar name. So delete first, and database initializer, that is a class to initialize the data with the context. Okay, this is the simple thing you can do. Now come to the similar part which is done in ASP.NET, in MVC 5 with entity framework, that make a controller, that is student controller. Now in the action method, now first to add you want if you want to view your data into the table, so must to retrieve data from database table. So student context is not there. Create private property for the student context class that make a read-only property. Actually, student context make a constructor for initializing that context. Student context underscore context equals to pass your local parameter into the global parameter. Context dot students dot to list. Now after doing this, you can make a view by using scaffolding. So before doing this, must to build your project first. Oops, is there not view is not there? Add a read-only property first to in the context, or you can say in the private property, and make that method as asynchronous. Okay, by using await keywords. Oops, is not there asynchronous because in the task section we have not declared async keyword. That is available in ASP.NET .core.mbc. You can check the async keyword in your helping window, so make it here async keyword. Yeah, that's pretty simple. It's not there again. Now first to save and open it again. and add a view. There is there add a view by using scaffolding. Template is create, detail and list. I want to list type student, that is model class is student class and context is student context. Add it here and view your application successfully. This is the simple method in ASP.NET Core. In the next video tutorial, I will show you how to insert some data by using text boxes in ASP.NET Core 1.1. Similarly, you can also change your startup file, startup by using startup.cs file. Yeah, that's fine. You can also use in place of IAS, you can use console ASP.NET Core tutorial. Yeah, that type of the console. Okay, in a console part, all command run. Yeah, database is created. Yeah, exception user handled. Context dot save changes, because the identity value, or you can say the identity column, that is ID, it's not initialized and initialize itself by using in itself updated by entity framework. Again save and create drop database and then your project on your web browser. So thank you very much for watching this video tutorial. Please keep watching my all other video tutorials. If you like, then share it. Thank you very much again. Please subscribe my channel if you like.